Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Shubhrika with you, and you are SJLive, brought to you by Bank of Baroda, Kenya. Today we have a special guest, Vidya Jethwa. We all know because of COVID, travel industry is one of the most hit industry, not only in Kenya but also worldwide. And Vidya Jethwa is managing director of Globetrotter Agency Limited, a tours and travel company based in Nairobi. She is full of enthusiasm and passion to get people to their destination hassle free. A strong and confident lady who speaks her mind. Vidya believes her life purpose is to pass the message of peace and love. Vidya, a very warm welcome to you on our show, SJ Live. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Shubhrika. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. You know, I was actually thinking about taking somebody who is related to tourism. And among so many choices I had, I thought that you'll be the perfect one to discuss on this issue at the moment.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Vidya, tell me first of all, how did you decide to get into this field of tourism?
It's quite a long story for that. I used to actually, coming from a middle class family, I used to work in a shop in town, just a normal dukawalas, as you call it, over the counter. And one day, my mom actually heard on a radio station, an Indian radio station, about getting Indian cabin crew.
Okay.
Deep down, actually, I have studied what you call IATA, but I was not getting any jobs because nobody wants to employ freshers very easily. I think I must have knocked all doors to, give me employment, but it's not very easy. So I ended up joining just any random job, and eventually I landed myself into cabin crew job.
Okay.
Coming from a middle class family where dressing up, makeup, all this is a restricted part of lifestyle. It gets a bit tricky to go for such kind of jobs because what they look for is somebody who's very presentable, somebody who can wear short skirts, long heels, dress up, deck up, and all that. But I managed to get my first job as a cabin crew. And to be honest, it has been fun, but that's what gave me the passion of doing travel. I've always wanted to do something to do with travel because coming from where I come from, being with people, being around people is what gives me the joy. So I got the cabin crew job, and I flew around the world. It's glamorous in its way. It's tiring. It's a lot of hard work. It's never easy. Let's put it that way. So managed to do a couple of months as a cabin crew, and then eventually the company closed down.
Oh.
But the passion of working on air was so much that I just wanted to continue being in the field. Despite getting a lot of other jobs, my mind and my heart was just into aviation. I eventually got into sales and rose to the rank of being a manager. And that's how the passion grew into making sure that I never leave the industry. Again, getting to travel the world is everybody's dream. And that pushed me to get into an international airline. So there's a very funny story behind how I was employed at Etihad Airways. My CV must have been flaunting around, flooding in the market. And somebody called me for an interview on Friday. And I said, I'm not coming for an interview. You can't expect me to walk in jeans. I'm not even ready with my documents. And the lady on the other side was very patient. And she's like, look, ma'am, just come over. It's just a formal chat. I said, okay, let's walk in. I walked in at 6 p.m. Little did I do any homework about what Etihad Airways was or what destination they have. The normal airline questions people ask you when they're interviewing you. And I walked in and I said, look, if you guys are going to ask me anything to do with Etihad Airways, I'll be very honest. I don't even know. But here I am. If you just want to have a chat of what I am doing currently at the place I'm working, I can give it a shot. But to my surprise, after 2 weeks, I get a call from Dubai. And they say, look, we've sent you an email. It's a letter of offer. We need to have it in the next 24 hours. And I'm like, I don't remember seeing this email. The lady says, look, I've sent it to you. I'm resending it to you, but you only have 24 hours to make a decision. And I said, okay, bang on. I'm taking the job. But deep down, it was never satisfying 100%. You're working for somebody, you're getting your salary. Yes, it's fine. But then I thought, no, this is not how I want to end this journey. So my previous boss, who is now my investor in the company also, I and him have a very close relationship. He is like my Richard Branson, let's put it that way. He's my mentor in so many ways. We ended up having a chat, and he's like, okay, we can open a travel agency. And I'm like, okay, that's like a twinkle in my eye, because who is going to, give you the option of running your own business and becoming an entrepreneur? I mean, I was just barely like 34. So it was good. And eventually we started Globetrotter. Of course, in the process of all this, I managed to travel the world, which has been a blessing. I think a lot of people have to spend a lot of money. And I think what gave me to get to a lot of places was my cabin crew job.
And Vidya, now in these COVID times, do you think you have chosen the right profession? I know, tourism industry is one industry which is facing the maximum number of challenges in these COVID times. And there's so many industries which are shutting down. So how do you see your industry at this moment of time?
I don't think I have chosen the wrong profession at all. Trust me when I say this, because this is passion. This is not just a job. I look forward to coming even today to the office, just like as I was going to work when I was working with the airlines. But yes, for sure, tourism as a whole has really had a hit. Because
True.
a lot of people didn't anticipate this, and the world is coming to a different norm. Having the COVID test done, different countries with different rules, different governments putting up different things, airlines asking for different regulations. When the local government decided to open up tourism pretty much in July, there was a bit of a boom because people were fed up of sitting at home. So they decided to definitely go for migration. And I think Masai Mara was full of all the locals.
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis what is expected or anticipated every year with a lot of international tourists. But this time, I think the country saw a different thing. They saw all the local people getting down there to watch the migration. I think the animals were equally happy to see locals around.
I wanted to know, when do we expect the international tourism to get back on track?
I think because the world generally, a lot of countries are going through their second phase. I give it another maybe 6 months. Again, hypothetically, that's just maybe 6 months for people to travel. But I do see that people are definitely looking forward to traveling international, where local tourism in different countries are making it what you call a safe travel. So Kenya is one of them for sure. Maybe by the end of next year, things maybe normalize for people to start traveling, because there is that comfort there to travel when the vaccine itself is out. So maybe that's what I feel.
Until that time, what do you think? What are the changes industry is adapting to remain in action?
Right now, I think everybody is focusing into different countries' local tourism. Everybody is trying to push the local tourism as much as possible. Again, Kenya being a very beautiful country, we have amazing beaches around. We have amazing, bush holidays where people get to go to Mara. There is Ambosali, there's Savo. There are quick getaway holiday destinations that you can drive off yourself and enjoy. And I think right now, I think all the hotels, all the travel agents, all the tour operators are gearing up to ensure that even the locals get to enjoy, to look at facilities that have been developed for tourists to come, can be enjoyed even by the locals at this moment.
And yeah, I know it has been a boom for local travel. And we have seen that there was a moment when there was more people in Masai Mara in comparison to what we had people on the streets of Nairobi. So I'm very sure it was not a bad day for Kenyan industry ever,
For
because
sure.
yeah, because yes, the locals were completely supporting the tourism industry equally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, I think what also happened is, and this is a little bit of a norm that happens, that June, July, August, every year is meant to be for tourists.
Yeah.
People fly down from different parts of the world just to come and look at the migration, which is amazing to see, to see all this wildebeest crossover, a lot of game happening. And it's amazing to see this, which I think the local don't get to enjoy as much as at a better rate.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as it opened up, I think travel agents went back to the office, started working on things, and started making a little bit of money also.
Yeah. Any other destinations which you suggest in Kenya, which locals could travel to at this moment of time?
Mombasa.
Yeah. Mhm.
Everybody says the beaches are beautiful, and again, it's good to take a break and have a relaxing moment. I
Mm.
guess with the virus, everything stopped. A lot of people went into personal depressions, anxiety issues. A lot of people lost jobs. So I think it is a good break to also take 1 or 2 days off and rejuvenate yourself back. And nothing better than watching water, sea, sun, sand. It's a good thing. So I think Mombasa is going to be the next one. As much as there's a huge case rise, but people are still traveling,
Yeah.
taking a bit of a risk to go there. And it's good because even the hotels are taking their precautions in different ways.
Tell me about your personal transformation. I have noticed you for around 3, 4 years, and let me tell you, you're getting beautiful day by day. How you are doing
So 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of people knew the very chubby, uh, fat
but you were cute.
Vidya.
Even at that time, you were beautiful. Let me tell you.
Thank you. Um, you know, Personally, I think weight does bring a lot of issues also. I gained weight because I had hormonal imbalance due to a lot of reasons that could make anybody grow fat. And when you have hormonal imbalance, you under stress levels, you're bound to eat a lot of junk and not take care of your health. But it came to a point where I was 135 kilos,
Oh.
and uh, yeah, the society doesn't look at you very positively, especially when you have that kind of a weight.
Mm.
A lot of pressure comes in from the society by saying, oh, I'm sure everybody has now known that I just got married in February.
Mm.
Um, so marriage becomes a problem. And then again, personally, I thought if this weight continues gaining, then at some point, my back will get affected because I'm very tall. My knees will have an issue, internal body damage, organs, which you don't want to go through. So we had been monitoring people who had done gastric bypass. So I've gone under the needle and done a gastric bypass. Initially, I never used to share this because a lot of people look down and say, "Oh, that's the best way you could do."
Mm.
People talk about it in a negative way, but I think it has brought the best transformation I could have ever gone through. My family has been very great, supportive there. Personally, to mention my sister-in-law, she was newly wedded in the house, and I'm a foodie, a junkie. Chocolates and cakes are still my favorite, but it's not like that bad of a habit now. So when I went through the surgery, she was one of the biggest motivation to help me continue with that. Because when you go through surgery, there's a lot of care you have to take care.
Mm.
Your stomach becomes like a baby, so you now start eating what the doctor tells you in bits and pieces in months to come, in years to come, and that has helped me lose all the excess fat or extra body weight that has gone down in coming years. But also with that, what I've also taken care of is my food habits. I do a bit of walking here and there. Sometimes I definitely get lazy, which I can't do. but there's a lot of diet control that ends up happening. You don't just keep anything in your mouth. I don't eat like just three full meals. I have like multiple meals in the day. I'm always eating something. If somebody sees me, they'll say, this girl is always eating, but she's never growing fat. But that's the whole idea of losing the weight in such a way that you can maintain yourself. And I think I would say at least for 2 years, I have maintained the weight that I am in right now.
But tell me one thing, is it
So I
actually
think that's
very much necessary to look good? I know we humans have the tendency. We like the people with the, especially Asians, they like skinny bodies, fair complexions. And there's so many things, people have different types of likings towards the looks specifically. So, what do you think is, according to you, is it very necessary to look good? Frankly speaking, I never cared about my looks as such. But yeah, I've seen people actually do look at you in a very different way when you're looking good and when you're not. So, how
there,
has,
there, there
yeah, how
there
has,
is definitely a change on that, because you see, I've personally gotten told off. I wouldn't mention names on the platform, but you get through to a lot of people who tell you you're fat, you're tall, who's going to get married to you? Will you ever get married? If you get married, you will get men who are either divorced or they have children, and you'll just be the second wife. Nobody will get married to you very easily. This kind of pressure puts pressure not only on you as an individual, but even on the family.
true?
Coming from a middle class family, the society puts you down in so many ways. It definitely, these women who sit in kitty parties are the ones who really have all the time to gossip about each and every individual they know about.
True.
And I think that's what brings the rumors to such a point that some people even say, oh, she's not getting married because she probably has a medical issue, or maybe she's dating somebody and the family is not agreeing to get her married. But nobody realizes that you as a person have never decided to grow fat. It is something that could be a medical case. It could be hormonal changes that every lady goes through. But it's such that it happens. But the beauty is, I never felt disrespected in men, any men. I loved my skin the way it was even then. I was comfortable in my skin. But when people pin you all the time and tell you you're fat, it gets to you. It brings you to your own internal emotions to come down, gets you into the depression mode. And that's what happened. So when I definitely took the to go under the needle, I definitely saw a shift of people saying, oh, you're now looking very pretty. What did you do? How did you do? How did you lose the weight? How does it feel to be now married? You definitely have a lot of men around you who think you're 25, 26. So they want to be around you, they want to see that. And somebody, when also gets to a level where you're professionally rising in rank and being a lady, I think that also shifts a lot of changes into how people perceive you to be.
The world has changed for you with your body shape. It was different
Yeah,
when
because
you were above 100. It is different when you're below 80 or something.
oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You then become a model from a chubby, next door girl who's just there.
And do you think if you would have been a boy, the things would have been same for you?
No, I guess boys never get treated this way.
Yeah,
I think a
seriously,
lot of pressure
that's
comes on
really
female.
wrong. The way people society is, I seriously feel bad about it.
But that's the generation that believed in that. I believe things are slightly getting better with the newer generation.
Mhm.
There is a bit of peer pressure when girls still want to maintain their 26 or 36 waist and still wear their show their waistlines and stuff like that. But there are people who are still bigger even right now, but the parents are making it comfortable and telling them, hey, listen, You don't have to lose weight. You're fine the way you are. And the same kind of, I think, education is going to the boys as well. Your sister, girlfriend, friend does not have to be skinny, does not have to be thin, does not have to be, such a figure. She can be in any form and she should be appreciated. Or that's what I'm seeing now, and I feel it's good that it's, generations are moving to accept people the way they are,
At what age did
not
you?
looking at complexion.
Yeah, at what age? I'm sorry, I'm asking you. If you could.
No, it's I have just turned 40, so I got married when I was 39.
Okay. So, do you think marriage is that necessary? Because, till 40, you have survived all your life in a good way without marriage.
I would say yes and no. Yes, in the sense, because as you grow older, you want to have companionship.
Yeah. For that
You
reason.
want somebody to talk to.
Mm.
As much as you're closer to your family, you have friends around, you might share everything with them, but there's certain things you might not be able to share with anybody except maybe a companion you can talk to very openly.
Mm.
um, Again, no, because I mean, if there was no society pressure and people accepted single Indian girls, Gujarati to be precise, not to be married, I think it would have been equally good, because at the end of the day, there is nothing wrong in being single.
True.
And I wouldn't say there is anything wrong in being married also.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way I think people need to perceive and understand, or
Yeah. So it's
how
not a
need
problem
to
at
accept.
a personal level. Actually, it's a problem at the level of society.
Correct, correct. I think that's it's a better way put. Yes.
Yeah, obviously. I think, and hopefully, Indian society is changing, and I really hope that it becomes better in coming days. But really, I appreciate you as a strong lady who has come up and who has built up a profession, who is an entrepreneur and very successful person in her professional as well as personal life and professional life as well. And
Thank you.
as I said, I see you getting beautiful day by day. I really wish you all the best for your future also. And
Thank you.
hope
Thank
you
you so
have a
much.
healthy and wealthy life coming ahead.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you.
So that was Vidya Jethwa with me, Shubhrika, on SJLive, brought to you by Bank of Baroda, Kenya Limited. I must say, she is a very positive and confident lady in her personal as well as her professional life. This is Shubhrika signing out at the moment, but yes, with a promise to bring many more personalities on this platform. Tada, bye bye. See you again.